I had just turned off the TV and was getting ready for bed. Then a burglar suddenly broke into my room. What I did not expect was that he even placed a canister of gas on the floor just to put me to sleep. Then he coldly turned around and shut the door tight behind him. He thought his plan was flawless. He had no idea I was the real danger. After that, the burglars met up downstairs when they noticed a locked door in the living room. They instantly realized my money was hidden in that room. So without any hesitation, they pulled out a crowbar and started prying at the lock. But that lock looked ordinary. Yet it was unusually strong. They worked on it for a long time and still could not get it open. That made the burglar furious. He instantly pulled out a handgun and got ready to shoot the lock open. But one of his partners immediately objected, because once he fired that gun, this would no longer be a simple breaking and entering. But Greedy Nick would not listen. He fired at the lock without a second thought. The lock on the door was blown apart, but Jack did not want to take that kind of risk and prepared to head home by himself. The two who stayed only wanted to grab the money and leave, but they never expected that I would suddenly walk out of the room. That instantly scared them. He claimed they had only wandered in by mistake, but the moment he finished talking, I stepped on the broken lock lying on the floor. That instantly told me he was lying. He told me to behave, then he fired once into the ceiling. But I was a retired Special Forces soldier. None of that scared me at all. I started moving toward him, and the moment I got close enough, I seized his weapon and took him down hard. Then I asked how many people were in the house. After Nick noticed Annie nearby, he said he was the only one there. At that moment, Annie also spotted a wrench on the floor. She wanted to grab it and help Nick, but in the very next second, Annie froze instantly. She never expected me to be that ruthless. She slowly backed away and finally hid under a table. In the end, I did not notice her. But Jack was not that lucky. After hearing the gunshot, he came back into the house and ended up running straight into me. Luckily, he reacted fast enough to hide. That was the only reason I did not catch him. After seeing me quickly lock every door and window in the house, Jack hid in a corner and got in touch with Annie. Just as they were about to meet up, I suddenly came over to Annie's side. That scared Annie so badly, she had no choice but to hide under the table again. I was only checking whether the money in the safe was still there. What I did not know was that Annie had seen every number I entered into the safe. So after the two of them finally met up, Annie quickly entered the code and opened the safe, then took my retirement money. They got ready to run with the cash, but what they did not expect was that I suddenly pushed the door open. That instantly left Annie panicking, to keep me from noticing anything unusual, and they quietly stepped backward. But then the floor suddenly creaked. The moment I heard the sound, I quickly raised my handgun and swept my eyes across the room. My gun ended up pointed right at Annie, but in the end, I still did not notice anything wrong. After I left the room, they quietly slipped down into the basement. At that moment, when I suddenly caught a sour smell in the house, and when I felt two shoes on the floor that were not mine, I instantly realized there was more than one burglar in my house, so I quickly went to check my safe, and sure enough, the money inside was gone. That instantly made my anger explode, that I would make those thieves pay a terrible price. At the very same time, they accidentally uncovered a secret of mine.